Today's guest is from Honolulu, Hawaii, and played his football at the University of Hawaii as a receiver, punt returner, and kick returner. He's Hawaii's all-time yardage leader with 5,461 all-purpose yards. Gained 3,031 yards and 29 touchdowns in his college career. Went on to play for the Jacksonville Jaguars in the NFL, Colorado Crush of the AFL, and the Montreal Alouettes, Hamilton Ticats, Toronto Argonauts, and Sask Rough Riders in the CFL. He holds the records for most all-purpose yards in a CFL season with 3,863. Has been the CFL's most outstanding player of the year, two-time Grey Cup champ, and five-time CFL All-Star. Welcome to the show, the Flying Hawaiian, Chad Owens. What's up, baby?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Hey, Nick Lewis Nation, what's good, man?
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Man, listen, it's crazy. When hearing you state all those things, it feels just like yesterday, man. When my football career started, back in the seventh grade, when I finally when my mom finally let me play because she was so worried about me getting hurt. So it feels just like yesterday, man, when I was just playing soccer and all my friends were like, Chad, you got to come on and play football, man, use that speed. I'm like, man, my mom don't want to let me play, bro. So it feels just like yesterday, man. I was grade 7, just started playing. My helmet felt weird. All the equipment felt weird. And just, man, but it was in year 2 in grade 8 where, things started to feel comfortable. And then, like, yeah, man, it's been a blessing, man. The ride has been unbelievable.
That's awesome, man. The stats are there. You got some records. You got a college record. You got a pro record. Like, that's hard to do. And we're going to talk about all that in due time. But how you doing right now with COVID and everything else going on?
We're good, man. Family's good. In the beginning, it was sort of like to the rest of the world, right? Just like this big sort of shocker, just like a in your face, like, abrupt stop in life. But as the days went on, time went on, a couple of weeks went on, I really started to like think about how fortunate I was in these times because I was with my family all day, every day.
Yeah.
And as you know, man, football, professional sports in general, but we talking about football, takes up a lot of your time.
Sacrifice.
It takes a lot of sacrifice, man, away from the family, away from certain things. And it's been a blessing, man, to be honest with you, to be able to just wake up every day, not have to rush to go take the kids to school or to drop them off, go here, go there. My wife's been dropping one kid off at this practice, going to drop that off, my son up at this practice, my daughter's here picking up, we're sort of like living this fast-paced lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it kind of dawned on me like, look, man, this is actually a great time to reconnect as a family. And so it's been a blessing, for us. I know it's an unfortunate circumstances as an economy and globally we're fighting this thing, but as a family, man, it really brought us tighter. I assume it did that for a lot of other families.
Yeah, it's been good, man, to just be at home and just relax and chill and not have to go too many places. I filled up my gas tank probably 3 times since April.
Bro, that's a blessing. That's a blessing.
So I'm in SAS and there's nothing to really do here. So without COVID. So, with COVID, there's not a lot of change. Have you noticed a big change in Toronto where you're at?
Yeah, man. It's like the biggest thing I think is just the amount of people that's out. You know what I mean? I think now things are slowly starting to open up phase 1, phase 2. But, bro, in the middle of it, like we were just going to the grocery store and that is it. Like, and you go out in them roads, it's like ghost towns. Like no one there, no one out. And it was just a weird feeling, a weird deal, man, like in the world, like I said. But things are starting to open back up. Things are moving. There's more and more people, man. And I think, you gotta think about this, man. Everyone was up in this winter just chilling. And this spring came around, summer, people was like, nah, I'm not about to be missing this summer. We got about all of a month and a half of this weather out of the whole year. People are starting getting out, man, like people going for walks. And I think I think what it did was COVID really, because everyone's inside so much and just
Mm-hmm.
confined, I think people are starting to appreciate just like to be able to go outside and go for a walk.
Yeah.
People are appreciating the simple things in life. And so, like in everything, bro, and you know this, Nick, like as football players, we ain't got time to focus on negatives, man. We take the L's, we take those lessons, and we got to get back on track.
Yeah.
You got to get back to the positive. So I think a lot of people probably have realized that this negative, this is actually a positive thing. I'm actually enjoying just going for a walk. I'm getting out, getting active. I'm enjoying the simple things in life. People got to sit back and really think about what's important in life. And to
Yeah.
me, that's family and being happy.
Yeah, I called it the reset. I was like, man, if you're not happy with where your life is or where you're headed, this is a great time to reset. Figure out where you went wrong and put the steps in place to go right. There's a great chance to reset for people and, to have that time with their family or have that time to really reset their life and get to the right direction and take off. Like when you come out of this, I also called it planting season, right? You plant during this is the great season to plant because once it's over, there's going to be a great harvest. And, if you set yourself up in the right place and you plant the right seeds, you're going to have a great harvest. So all of wealth has changed hands in times like this. So this is a time for a lot of people to really focus on those aspects. But, you talk about a month and a half. Why Toronto over Hawaii? Like, I know I'm in SAS over Texas, but I mean, my wife is from here. Your wife's not from Toronto, is
Right,
she?
man.
No.
Nah, man. But listen. It's funny. It's funny you say that, man. Cause check this out. This is gonna be some news, but I wasn't planning on putting this out just yet. But I'm gonna have to real shortly. But man, we're moving back to Hawaii.
Awesome.
We're moving back to Hawaii, man. A few reasons, right? Status here. With no contract, no work visa. There's things that are kind of like, just up in the air.
Yeah.
School, sports for my kids. Hawaii has the lowest rate right now, the best recovery in all of the United States. So they are actually operating almost at like normal levels right now. And so that's happening. We've made that decision, and it's gonna be a tough one for me. Wife, kids, they're already there. Like they're you know what I'm saying? They're on the beach right now, bro, just chilling. But for me, Nick, I've really grown and evolved as a professional, not just in sports, but as a person. That business savvy, and I owe that to the CFL and all the business and like the mindset growth and just the entrepreneurship and everything that comes along with that. Like I've grown as a person here in Canada throughout my career here, and made a lot of great friends, network, people I consider family. So it's gonna be tough. It's tough thinking about it, to be honest with you. Saying a hui ho, as we like to say, it's not goodbye. It's until we meet again. And you know what? It's gonna be tough, man, because I've been doing a lot of thinking about it, and the city of Toronto, like all the great things that have happened here, in Canada in general, like just so many amazing people that have, as you know, bro, like you've been here, you've been up here for a long time, so Canada is a unbelievable place, and there's too much here not to bring me back. Like I'll be back for to visit for events or whatever, I'll be back, so, but we are heading back to the roots, man. So you asked that question, so I was hoping you wasn't going to ask that question. I wasn't ready to put that thing out there yet, but you know what? Hey, cat's out the bag. Truly thankful for our time here, and I'm going to do a proper post about that. Speaking on that, but yeah, man, I guess the time has come, bro, to do what my family wants. They've been doing and made sacrifices for me and my career and what I wanted to do. Yeah. And it's time for me to return the favor and, And look, let's just be honest, man. Like for me, it's not that we're getting any younger. We got family back home. I just want to spend some time with family.
I'm
You know what I
convinced.
mean? Hey, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Let's go. So yeah, looking forward to it, man. A lot of opportunities for my children and sports, and to give back to my community. My
Yeah.
roots, and where it's given me so much. It's Hawaii has basically. I owe my. I want to say my success to that state and that culture and my mindset, and it's all because of that. My aloha spirit and like my love for people. I think that attribute takes you a long way in sports, in business, in life. You got a bit of love on people, man, especially today, bro. Like, as you know, Nick, all the craziness that's going on in the world right now.
Yep.
The whole movement, Black Lives Matter, all that. It's like, bro, as athletes, man, like that was never something we thought about. You know what I mean? It was one team. Jawan Breskison put out a post about, man, I wish the world was like a locker room.
Yeah. It's so
like,
different, isn't it? You have one common goal.
Bro, that's it, man. Like, that's it. It's so simple. But
Who's I talking to? I was talking to, as a previous guest, I can't remember exactly the name off the top of my head right now, but that's what they said. They were just talking about how the locker room, you have one goal. And in life, if we had one goal, right? Locker room, your goal is the Grey Cup or the Super Bowl or the NBA championship or whatever it is. So it doesn't matter what your differences are, because when you step out there, you're trying to achieve one goal. And in life, if that was the case, if people said, okay, here's our goal, it don't matter how you believe we should get there, but if this is our goal, then that would be so much easier.
I mean, a human race that thrives. Like, it don't matter where you're from, but what's the common goal? Like,
one race.
What you got? Oh, one race. You know what I mean? Like, what? I guess that's my question. Like, that's my question to all the global leaders out there. Like, what's our goal? Like, and not just as a selfish, leader, or if you want to call it selfish power, empowerment here, but what's the overall goal of this thing for everyone, man? Like, the human race, like, it's, if we had a common goal, I think the world would be a much more peaceful place.
I just think they're set up to divide and conquer, and to keep people poor is to keep them under control, right? Like, if everybody had money and if everybody was successful, it would be hard to control people. But if everybody was successful, they'd be more willing to be for one goal.
Yeah, there'd be more giving. There'd be more like, there'd be more of that locker room. You rise, we rise. Like, man, it's about the person next to you. Like, it's just, and I think that stems from, way back when in history, right? Like, it was built upon conquer.
Greed.
Like, greed, conquer, take over. Like, and that's the big fight right now in Hawaii, is that land that was just taken from them, so many things, look at the natives, right?
Yep.
The native Indians, like, it's, bro, stuff just taken.
Yeah.
Manipulation. Life's crazy, bro. We could have a whole conversation on that. I mean, I don't want to get too far off topic, but that aloha spirit, like I said, my success and my love for all people, all cultures, it comes from that, man. So I owe my roots a lot, and I definitely am excited to go back and give back to that.
Something that inspires me is, and something that inspires all of us, is really our culture and where we're from and things like that. Can you speak about your culture and being from Hawaii, and like you said, the Hawaiian spirit, and just everything that it embodies and what it allows you to be and allow you to do what you've done in the professional world and in the business world?
Yeah, man. I think the number one foundation of our culture is ohana, right? It's family. And I think with that at the center, you basically can't lose. You know what I mean? You can't lose. You're not going to let yourself fail because, you got a family, that you want to provide for. You have also support, right? Pillars there to help you stay up when you're down. the whole, give, spread aloha, spread more aloha. Like that's one of the things. Hey, spread aloha, give aloha. And that foundation, I think, helps set someone up for success,
Yeah.
Combined with hard work, all the other attributes that are needed to be successful in life and sports. But really, man, the foundation is set on family and support and community and for one another. So it just translates so easy to sports because it's about team, it's about ohana, it's about family. And I just brought that over. I've actually created a presentation, man, for like a keynote when I speak, and I use aloha as acronyms, Nick. And so I've got 5 acronyms. I'm not going to dive deep into it, but it's basically, adversity. I start off with adversity because that's one of 2 things that's guaranteed in life.
Yes,
you know
it
what
is.
I mean? Love, passion, right? L.
Yep.
Ohana with the O, meaning your ohana, your foundation, your support system, your pillars, right? Who you're surrounding yourself with, your habits, and then your attitude. So all of those things combined, I've created that's aloha. That's what it is for me. That's what I bring. That's what I've utilized to be successful. And I think one of the main things that, is that warrior mentality.
Yeah.
Coming from the islands, and for me personally, growing up, always being an undersized athlete, undersized kid, living in Hawaii, always feeling as if, man, we're just a step behind everyone in the rest of the United States. We don't get everything soon enough. We're limited access. We don't have. So that was me growing up, and always wanting and having to prove myself, proving that I can play with the big boys and do these things. So that kind of grit, and I think a lot of undersized athletes have that mindset. It's like, man, no, I'm not going to let my size define me. Let me show you what I can do. So yeah, man, that warrior mindset, and that relentless sort of pursuit of greatness, wanting to prove yourself, or not prove you wrong, but prove myself right.
Right.
I guess.
Yeah, that's it. It's about proving yourself right. And you talk about family, man. That's awesome. Your son's starting this journey.
Whew.
I see you out on the field running routes, doing what you can. See the one-handed catches. It's looking good out there. I'm watching. Hey, guess what? So just before we talk about your son, so Milt said he's coming back at 50. G-Roy made a joke about coming back. I said, if they come back, I'm coming back at 40. I get a year to get in shape. I'd come back at 40. Romby Bryant said he'd come back. I talked to Fred Stamp, said he would come back. We played 9 games apiece. You be the 6th receiver. We would rotate, all of us, Atlantic Schooners. We'll talk Ricky Ray into coming back.
Let's go. It's gonna be called the Atlantic Legends. It wouldn't be fair, bro. It wouldn't be fair.
You play every other game. We have a rotation.
No, I'm in. Sold. Sold to Flying Hawaiian. Hey, I had me and Andre Dury, man. We had like a thing like, bro, we're gonna play till we're 40 easily. And I'm gonna just be honest. Like minus a couple of these injuries, like I'll keep myself in great shape. Like I could still play. I could still play right now at a very high level. But you know what? It's that's just not that's the business of pro sports. And the longer you're in it, the more you realize that. And it sucks, but that's just what it is, man. And like mentally, you can't let that drag you down. I know there's people that go down that rabbit hole, but and as competitors, we're always gonna feel as if we got it, man. Always. But
we're competitive,
man, and that's what sets the great ones apart, man. Like you never lose that want to. You never lose that wanting to be better today than you were yesterday. It don't matter how old you get, bro. Every training camp, I'm sure your goal was the same goal, Nick. Is, man, I'm gonna come out here and outshine these young guys.
Oh,
no offense to the young guys, but when I was in my 30s, 32, 30, even 34, 35, and I'm out doing these 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds, it's like sending a message. Like, look, man, like, are you down for this long haul? Because it's not a show up thing, bro. It's an everyday 24/7, 365 days a year grind.
That's what people would always walk in and be like, "Oh, this is how I compete with," and then they get out there, they see it, and they be like, "I just got a different spirit. I got a different animal in me." You know what I'm saying? And the fact that I help so many people, and other players be like, "Why would you help somebody try to take your job?" I was like, "Because they can't take my job. I know in my heart they can't take my job." You know what I'm saying? But I want them to, because I want them to earn a job. They don't have to take my job, but they can be on this team as a backup or even make another team, right? I want to help their journey along the way. This is not just about me playing football. So I was always helping others, but at the same time, I was never worried about my job. Because, hey, when it comes down to competition, I'm ready to go.
Hey,
that's why I say, like, if I come back, I'm coming back under 230 because I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back for 100. I'm coming back for a G. Like, I'm in 9 games. I'm not coming back.
G by Labor Day. Oh yeah.
So that's just my mentality. I mean, you seen a little bit when I was guest coaching in Sask, and when I talked to you guys that one night. I mean, I'm a very passionate person. I'm a very I love and care about people, but at the end of the day, like, when it comes time to competition, like, I just feel like I'm a different animal than a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something that was in me. I always said I had tiger blood, and it just gave me something different that allowed me to go out there and compete at that level, regardless of the size, regardless of the opportunity, regardless of the circumstance. I remember one game we were playing. I was in Montreal. We were playing Sask. I had like one catch for like 3 or 4 yards at the beginning of the fourth quarter. And, the last 5 minutes of the game, they threw me 6 balls. I finished the game with over 80 yards. And it was like the last 3 minutes of the game. And they were like, "Dude, why are you playing so hard? Like, we're not going to win." I was like, this is another opportunity to get better. Like, it don't matter what the scoreboard say. I'm working for next week already. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is my opportunity to keep getting better and keep getting better. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. And bro, always find growth.
Oh yeah. And bro, it's if you don't play this game to be the best to ever do it, you're not really about it, bro. Like, so what that is, Nick, and I was the same way. It don't matter because it's about legacy, man.
Yeah.
I'm leaving my mark. Yeah. You're gonna know who Nick Lewis is and who Nick Lewis was, because it didn't matter what the scoreboard was, or what the score was on the scoreboard. Excuse me. I'm going to the last whistle till it says 0-0-0 on the thing, and it time's out. You're gonna know. Nick Lewis Nation. You're gonna know. So I had that same mentality, man. I remember, I think it was in 2013, 14 maybe. Can't remember. We're playing Winnipeg. We're losing. It was in Winnipeg, and when the sideline just kind of goes, man, it's over with. And there's still time on the clock. Like, bro, there's an opportunity. Man, I took a punt back for a touchdown. You know what I mean? Just to like prove a point to everyone on that team. Like, look, man, like, it doesn't matter, right? You're out here, you're getting paid. Like, what's your legacy? Like, bro, my son's gonna watch that. Yep. Right? He's gonna see it. Like, bro, like, they were losing. He could have easily packed it in. He could have easily said, "Coach, hey, take me out, man. I'm gonna rest up for next week." Yep. Not me. Hey, don't take me out.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, that son's starting that journey. How you feeling about it?
Oh, it's amazing, bro. He's it was like overnight, bro. He's 17 now, and overnight, I just feel like he's, grown. He's taller than me, which isn't saying much, but for him, I know as a son, being taller than your dad is always that thing that you look forward to. And taller than me, he's strong. He really just has become that young man. And I see it, bro. And he's just a tremendous athlete. You know, he's a quarterback. He's been a quarterback since he started playing football, 7 years old. He's also a baseball player. So he's a competitor, man. You know, and that's all that's what I'm most proud of is the work that I put in, the success that my kids were able to witness and see.
Yeah.
Like now I know that they're going to be all right because they know what hard work can do, and they're already doing that. So that's what makes me the most, proud about what I was able to sacrifice. That's the real win for me, is seeing them have that sort of that hunger and drive.
Have you ever read the book, The Winner Effect?
No, man.
Check that out, man. It's
Okay.
awesome. It's about parents, and like the first chapter is about parents and their kids. Like,
Awesome.
Do successful parents create successful children? And they got data and studies and different things, and they talk about different people in history. So it's a really interesting book, and it's about stacking wins, regardless of how it gives you a euphoria in life that propels you forward. And then when you lose, you kind of spiral down. But if you can continue to stack wins, like even small victories, it's going to give you something to propel you forward. All right. So it's pretty interesting to read, and maybe your son would be interested in it as well, starting his journey and not after like us,
Yeah, man.
But like you said, you started in the 7th grade, started playing football, and then going into high school. What was the vision?
Honestly, bro, it was just to play. Like, I had no college thoughts in sight. I was just out there trying to be the best person I could be. I was a running back in grade 9, and then sophomore year, grade 10, I started at varsity. I was a receiver, return man. Everything that you see me doing, I was doing that from like grade 9, grade 10, and I got my first college letter in grade 10, and I was like, whoa. What is this? Like, wow, I can do this? Like, this is something I can go on and go to school? Like, you gotta understand, bro, coming from Hawaii, I used to watch, like, USC and these big Florida Gators, Fred Taylor, like, all these big-time players, man. And I was like, bro, that's big time. Like,
yeah,
that's out of my league. I didn't believe that I could be at that level until I got a letter. And I was like, maybe I can. And then I was like all-star. And then I was like an honorable mention all-state. And then I was like, but, at the end of my senior year, I still was only at a, public school, unknown, shout out to Roosevelt, Rough Riders. But yeah, bro, just at the end of that, I knew football was going to be the thing I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And fortunately enough, bro, I talk about support system. I'll talk about pillars, man. I was on my way, and it's crazy how life goes, man. I was on my way to going to, I believe, Linfield College, bro.
Linfield. Where's that at?
I can't even remember, bro. It's Linfield, bro. It's like a D4.
Shout out Linfield.
hey, I was headed there, bro, or a junior college, and the goal, I told our defensive backs coach at the time, Coach Reggie De La Cruz. I always tell this story. He went to Hawaii, right? He played there a little bit. And I said, yeah, Coach, I think maybe I'll go. And then maybe after 2 years, I'll come back and try to see if I can go to Hawaii. And he's like, why are you going to do that? Why don't you just walk on directly to the University of Hawaii? And I said, you think I can do that? Again, I didn't have that belief. I didn't have the know-how. I didn't have the guidance. And he's like, his exact words were, shit, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So then I started to pursue that. Our quarterback at the time, Chad Kapanui, it was an all-state, like 3-sport all-stater, bro. Unbelievable baseball, basketball, football, all-state. He got a scholarship to Hawaii. And June Jones and Ron Lee came to watch him throw, bro. And guess who was the receiver out there catching for him?
You. Life
bro,
happened,
but check
don't
this
it?
out. We were not – our field was getting renovated. So we were on the side under next to this little patch of grass by the scoreboard. So you got the field, the track, and then like over here by the pool, bro, a little patch of grass, but it wasn't grass. It was like hard cemented dirt because it rained, and that area got real clay-like, sharp freaking edges. Like, bro, I was out there diving, catching everything, just going ham. Bro, I ended up making it academically, luckily, barely got in. Bro, last man added to the training camp roster that fall in 2000.
So were you officially a walk-on?
Walk-on.
I was a walk-on.
I wasn't. Yeah?
Yeah, I was D2 walk-on. I walked on to Division
bro.
II school.
Yeah, bro. So like, not even a priority walk-on. Just like, okay, you got into school. All right, like, yeah, you can come out.
Come on. Do you remember the letter? The first letter you got? Do you remember the first letter, college letter you got?
Oh man, Colorado, University of Colorado.
Mine was Georgia Tech.
Dude,
and they had Mighty Joe Hamilton. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So wild, bro. So in this, like, long story short, man, like, get there. You know, the work ethic is what sort of got people's eyes on me. I got tight with the strength coach because I love to work out. I got tight there, did all that, bro, and then redshirted my first year. Was on the sideline every game, like, bro, this is crazy. I mean, I'm at the University of Hawaii, man. I'm out here. Wow. Okay. Next year, man, my redshirt freshman year, it was like week 4 or something. Week 5 or week 4, something like that. We're playing Fresno State at home. And our returner at the time just wasn't getting it done, bro.
Yeah. And
I'm just like, I'm not even thinking about it. But in college, everybody dresses up. Everybody dresses out for the games, right?
Yeah.
Special teams coach, man, Coach Tyson, comes walking in, storming into the locker room like this. Sees me right there. He says, "CO, you return to the second half kickoff," and then walks off, bro. And I was like, all of my other walk-on boys, like, "Yo, it's your time. It's your time. Let's go." I was like, dude.
It's real now.
And it was at home, bro, in Hawaii, bro. Hey, I got that kickoff, went about 70, Nick, and just got edged out by the safety. Had an angle on me, just kind of edged me out, and the rest is history, bro. Ended up like just being a freshman All-American returner that year. Next year, ended up starting at a slot receiver under June Jones, and earned my scholarship that spring after that freshman All-American year. Boom. Earned my scholarship in the spring, and the rest is history, man. Just enjoyed an unbelievable college career. Lots of fun, lots of lessons. Grew as a receiver thanks to Coach June Jones. Learning how to run routes, read coverage, and all that stuff in the run and shoot offense. So, yeah, man.
I was gonna ask you about your workout warrior, man. You work out constantly. Like you're always on the bands. You're always working out. You always have the little stuff. I've seen it when I was in SAS with you, man. You'd have a little bag of like 100 different things, man. Where did that come from?
Honestly, man, I've always worked hard, but I tore my ACL. I didn't get to this, but in 2008 in the Arena League, I tore my ACL. I got stories for days, Nick. Tore my ACL, bro, in 2008, post NFL, right? Went to the NFL, got drafted. It was cool. And just, it didn't work out, unfortunate things. And I found myself in the Arena Football League in Colorado, and I was balling, bro. I was like an angry person. I'm going to prove myself. Watch this. And it was like the last game of the season before playoffs, bro, kickoff off the net,
Yep.
I get it. And I did this cut that I've never done before. It was like a weird cut, went up. So, the hesitation cut, you go up, you make a move.
Yeah.
Bro, I went up, and I went to plant, but I wasn't at ground level yet. So my leg got straightened out, and that's all I heard, bro, and felt it, bro, down. Tore my ACL. Just devastated, right? That week, that Saturday, my agent CO, man, the Atlanta Falcons had a contract offer for you.
Wow.
And I was sick, bro, because Mike Smith, who was the head coach at the Falcons at that time, was the defensive coordinator in Jacksonville while I was there. So had a relationship already. They needed a guy, and I was sick, bro. I was sick. And talk about, life and support systems, bro. I was done. I was like, bro, it's done.
Yeah.
But our starting safety at the time, Rashad Floyd, one of my pillars, bro. I consider him one of my pillars. One of my, good friends, although I don't even see him since 2008. I've never seen him, but we stayed in contact for this reason. The night of the ACL tear in the hotel, he's like, "CO, man, why are you so down, bro?" I said, "Man, because my career's over." He said, "No, man," and this is where he had more experience than me. He's seen a lot of things, and he said, "Bro, it's not. This isn't. I've seen you work, bro. I've seen your work ethic. And I've seen people come back from this, bro. If there's anybody that's going to come back from this better, stronger, faster, it's you." And he shared a card with me. Man, I think it's Booker T. Washington, man. The quote, I have the card somewhere in storage, bro, in Hawaii. Yeah. And the quote was along the lines of, the greatness of a man is not really determined by his success in life, but rather by what he is able to overcome. Yeah. Something along those lines. That's and I said, and I was like, wow. So you mean to tell me if I come back from this, that's going to determine my greatness? Yeah. Yep. So I said, bro, I got you. And, bro, came back from that, worked hard from the ACL. And that's when I started to learn more about my body. You're young. You don't take nutrition seriously. You don't take a lot of other things seriously. But coming back from the ACL, I learned everything, bro, about the body, the whole anatomy. I dove into that. I really became a professional as far as taking things seriously, prehab, rehab, all that. And it was because of that, it was a blessing in disguise, ultimately led me to knowing the body, knowing the entire body, learning how to take care of myself better, eat better. And ultimately, bro, in 2009, ended up in Montreal. Practice roster, got to kind of learn and see the game. I got to get back to, get my knee back right. They won the Grey Cup that year. You know what I mean? I was like, man, this is amazing, but the CFL is amazing,
Have you heard about the CFL before you got to Montreal?
Nah, bro. Man, stories, bro. Like, I'm training, coming back from my ACL post Montreal right there, right before I got signed. That's when there was a new league popping off in 2008. Never came through. What was it called? It never happened. Anyway, it folded. It didn't even happen. And the trainer that at the time, I was in Florida, my agent, I was in Jacksonville, so I was staying out in the Florida area. The dude was like, "Hey, you ever heard about the CFL?" I said, "The what?" "The CFL, the Canadian Football League." I said, "Bro, where's that at?" Like, bro, listen.
You didn't know where Canada was.
Bro, listen. I'm a kid from Hawaii, Nick. I'm a kid from Hawaii who just was like, hey, I knew the 808 state, bro.
Yeah.
So I said, "Oh yeah, they pay?" I said, "They pay?" So yeah, okay, all right, bro, I'm in. So he had a contact, bro, Montreal, Jim Pop, matter of fact, and Jim Pop actually had me on their
neg list.
Their neg list from when I was in college. So I ended up going to Montreal in 2009 and learned the system, learned the game, seen greats like Jamel Richardson, Ben Cahoon, Kerry Watkins, bro.
Brian
Take this in, bro. 2009, you want to know who I was with? S.J. Green. I'm just gonna name a few. I named
Andrew
those guys,
Hawkins,
bro. Andrew Hawkins, S.J. Green, Brandon Whitaker, all became, starters. Andrew Hawkins did his thing in the NFL. Like, that was weird practice roster, bro. S.J. DeWitt, myself, and Andrew Hawkins, bro. Practice roster.
I'm gonna find them guys,
bro. Hey, and then so in 2010, I ended up in Toronto, man, and like just rest is history, man. Like I just fell in love and took off, man. Had an opportunity to really finally just do me. Like that's all I've ever wanted, bro.
That was your takeoff.
Oh, bro.
Whew. Like 2010 was that was kind of like the coming out party for Chad Owens.
Oh, bro.
In the CFL. Like that's when everybody really learned who you were. And I remember the trade, Chad Owens gets traded from Montreal to Toronto. And then after that, it was like.
It was against y'all, bro. Week 1, bro. 2010, bro. don't return. Nick, you remember that?
I do.
Oh gosh, man. Yeah.
That's some. When you look at the journey, when you say learning the body, I know when I broke my leg in 2013.
13. Remember that?
Yeah, they basically said they didn't think I was going to ever play again because I tore every ligament in my ankle, tore the ligament runs you need your ankle. I did the same thing. I dove into – I competed with life to get back healthy, right? And I learned a lot about what it was going to take to get back. So I understand that grind, man. I understand that struggle. Did it ever get frustrating with the injuries over your career?
Yeah, man. 100%, bro. Because I just feel like the injuries put a damper on really where like and I'm not trying to sound selfish for now, Nick, but hey, we hunt greatness, right? We don't do it to just do it, get a paycheck, okay, thank you very much. I did it because, bro, I wanted to be the best like ever. And I remember 10, 11, 12, bro, just successful seasons in a row. And in 13, I was off to a great start. And I believe I had it was against Calgary on a punt return. I was just about to get up out of there, and someone caught me from the back, slid down my back, and landed on the back of my leg, on my foot. And like I had like a foot injury, almost like it was almost a Liz Frank, but it wasn't a Liz Frank injury. And so that put me out a little bit. 2015, I had a bad ankle sprain against Hamilton. Again, another bad tackle landing on my ankle, just weird. So just all the injuries has been just weird, freakish things. The broken foot in Hamilton in 2016, just having a phenomenal year. I've always taken care of my body, and it's the things like that, those injuries that you can't prevent. Yeah. You can't do anything to, joints, ligaments, like there's nothing you can do to prevent those things. And it's just like, it's just a little frustrating that, seasons got cut a little bit short or in half or missed out on some time. And then what that does, injury prone. Like, he's getting older. All that tags just starts getting put on you, but it's like, nah, man, like, it's just, look at the types of injuries, injuries. So yeah, it's freak things. And, hey, it's what we signed up for. It's part of the game. I get it. But yeah, it was the frustrating part just came from knowing how much work you put in the off season, knowing how great you felt in training camp, and knowing you're about to just dominate another season, only to get, a little bit of a hiccup with a freak injury like that. So, but other than that, bro, but with that being said, Nick, as you know, adversity, one of my sayings is adversity fuels me. And I've built that over time. And, evolution happens, growth happens through adversity, through being torn down, you have that growth. So although I lost some time playing, I gained as a person. Yeah. I gained experience. I gained perspective. I was able to be on the sideline again and coach guys, give more, so there was a positive that came out of every, injury that I've had.
One of the teammates we both got to suit up with, one of my favorite guys who I think is the best receiver I've ever seen play live and that I've been a part of to watch him on a weekly basis, is Kenyon Rambo. And when Ram put it all together in 2008 and went for the 14 or 1500, then he tore his ACL in 2009, came back and went for almost 1,212 games, I think, in 2010. But then he got arthritis in his Achilles, and I felt like that was a guy who never really got to – it was like he was just putting it all together, and it just came together, right? And you seen kind of the struggles he went through in 12 when y'all played. And when you look at that, it's just like, dude, that's so much talent.
Oh, my God, bro. Ridiculous. Like, talk about route running, talk about toughness, attitude, humble, good-ass dude. You know what I mean? Just a solid dude, bro. And a super, super talented receiver, bro. Like, Bo was that dude. Rambo was that dude. I remember watching him like, bro, Kenyon Rambo is that dude.
Yeah.
Dark visor, just swagged out. You know what I mean?
His stutter comebacks, like he used to run stutter comebacks, and he would put that 1-2 in the ground and come up out of it like he's running 100, and then come out of the comeback at 16. I mean, you couldn't guard it. You couldn't even fathom this guy running 4.21, being able to run routes like he does.
Oh.
And being able to do what he did. And I was glad I got to take the field with him. And you got to take the field with him in 2012. That was your year. That was the Theo year. Talk to us about 2012, how you broke a record. You capped it off with the Grey Cup. And just how everything just came together for you in 2012.
Yeah, man. I think that was straight momentum off of the 2010 and 2011 season I had. And once we signed Ricky Ray and we brought Scott Milanovic over from Montreal, who I knew, and because of my time in Montreal, I already knew the type of culture he was going to be bringing. So, like, I was already ahead thinking. I said, bro, 10, 11, bro, I was playing the Z spot. You know what I'm saying? And when he came over, I was just praying. I was like, look, man, come on, bro. Let me get that W. Let me get that W spot. And sure enough, man, like, I was at the W, and I just knew. I knew. And we assembled the team. We've already sort of built a solid core. Our defense was nice. Our offense just needed to back up. Our special teams was lit. Coach Mike O'Shea, one of my favorite coaches of all time.
Yeah.
And bro, talking about it coming together, Ricky Ray and the coaching staff we had Milanovic, Chris Jones, Steinauer, Mike O'Shea.
Yeah.
Jason, do you have Jason Moss that year? 2012. It might have been 13, Jason Moss. But bro, we had those guys, bro. We had veterans on the team we had a solid combination of veterans. When I say new guys, it was new to the CFL, but they had NFL experience, but hungry guys. Ahmad Carroll, you know what I'm saying? Batman. So we had
Robert
a squad.
McCuney came over.
Oh, man. Zeus.
Hammer.
Oh, come on, bro. Hammer, bro. Mo Man, Jason Barnes, Andre Dury. Like, our Canadian talent was deep.
Cackert,
Ricky Fulton, bro. We had a squad, bro.
How do you go 8-10 though in the regular season? Because I thought we was gonna walk in and
9-9.
Well, 9-9. Okay, I thought we were gonna walk in and beat y'all because it's 2012. I think we were 12-6, and or 13-5
in the Grey Cup.
Yeah, I just knew that this was like because who do we play? We played SAS in the first round. We beat SAS at home, which is our toughest challenge ever. Then we go and we beat BC in BC. And I'm like, oh, we just beat SAS. We beat BC. Oh, we about to walk through Toronto. And I think that was one of our biggest problems. I remember on the plane ride, it was like, who we got next? Don't care. Like, we were so disrespectful. And you can never be that in sports. You can never be disrespectful because you never know what somebody going to have that day.
Bro, we knew, bro. Like, to us, and this is me, us going to Montreal in the Big O, beating Montreal there in that game, that atmosphere, and like that, I said, that was we got the Grey Cup one after that. Like, I just felt that, Grey Cup was in Toronto. Like, we were on fire. Our defense was lights out. And, bro, yeah.
Jones is a mastermind.
Oh, mastermind.
Talks about the clues they had. He said, I remember they called out every run pass. Every time they were about to run the ball, and they were shifting to the side we were running to.
Bro, and Cornish was getting his knees just cut out.
Yeah, he was frustrated.
Like he was coming, boy. They were coming downhill. We had a couple key interceptions as well. But man, like, I don't know, Nick, in your time in the CFL, man, you've probably been to how many Grey Cups you've been to?
3.
You played in, bro. That
Should have
stadium
played more
in 2012.
Yeah.
That Rogers Center was lit.
Yeah, it was.
That place was lit, man.
You got to think about this.
I wish every game was like that.
In 2008, I played Montreal in Montreal. In 2012, we played Toronto in Toronto. And then in 2014, we played Hamilton in BC. It was like we finally get to play somebody not on their home turf.
Yeah.
So, but I got all 3 of my Grey Cups in domes.
That's beautiful, and that's how it should be, man. To me, that's how it should be.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
too
man. But
cold
no,
out
it's
there.
great, man. 2012 was an amazing year, bro. Everything came together. Truly thankful for that. Thankful that I've had the teammates and the right offense, the right quarterback, the right system, everything was just came together at the right time, man. So
But
truly thankful.
when you look back at 12, like, do you feel like the whole career should have been like that?
My entire football career?
Yeah. Do you feel like everything should have been similar to that year after year after year?
Yeah, man. Definitely from as a receiver, I always believed in my receiver skills. Being an undersized guy in the NFL, you looked upon as a returner. That's it. But yeah, I mean, that year, I feel like that's what Chad Owens was capable of doing. Mind you, though, like maybe, it's hard to be that full-time number one receiver and full-time returner and just doing everything.
That's a lot.
But I prepared myself in the off seasons for it. You know what I mean? I grinded and damn near killed myself in the off seasons to be ready for that grind. And yeah, man, it was amazing. Definitely my favorite year, and we'll remember it for forever.
Talk about one of your teammates, ex-teammates. If there's a top 5 underrated list, Andre Dury's name's on it. Dude, I used to think he was so special.
Hey, Nick,
he was one of my favorites.
Hey, Nick, I don't know if we can sort of like hit the pause button or do something because can I use the washroom real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's answer that question. Needed that. When it comes, it comes.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
So, yeah, we're talking about Andre Dury being on the top 5 most underrated CFL players ever list. I thought that dude had it. Like, I was so, like, wowed by him and his ability to come out of the backfield, run the ball, catch the ball, and do everything. He could do everything. Like, he was one of my favorites. If I had, like, a top 10 favorites list, he's one of my favorites.
Bro, like, that's my brother, bro. Like, that's my guy. Definitely humble. Did what was asked of him, all the dirty work. But when you talk about a guy that his career, you talk about a Kenyon Rambo, Andre Dury is that guy for me.
Yeah.
He already came back from a freaking catastrophic injury in college where his knee just nerves and all, like, just was told he would never really walk proper and never, let alone play. Came back from that. And bro, when I say that this dude had the juice and had everything and just had the skill, his ability to catch a pass, and I don't know how many times I'm like, oh, like he's about to just get blown up. He just catch it and just he had an ability to be able to just relax his body, just absorb the blow and bounce off, break tackles, and like an unbelievable, like he had this suddenness about him where it's just like a little whoop, like it was fun to watch, man. I loved watching Andre get the ball, bro, and just do his thing. But again, injuries. That dude right there, him, if he didn't get his knee injury in college, I feel as if he was an NFL guy. Like, he should have been an NFL type running back.
Yeah.
You look at guys like, oh, bro, they was calling him like the Reggie Bush of Canada.
Yeah.
But super talented, man, and humble. And Andre Dury's, what I loved about him the most, where a lot of people may not know, he's got the biggest heart, man. He's given so much. Man. And he's my brother, Andre, Matt Black, Ricky Foley. That's kind of like our crew, that's super, super tight. And, if there's a guy that I wish could have actually gotten more recognition and really could have had better fortune in staying healthy, I wish it was him, so he could have really flourished, man. But you know what? He did his thing.
Yeah,
Still had
I want to get him on the show.
Career. Yeah,
I want to get him on the podcast, man, because I'm definitely a fan. And I talk to people, I'm like, dude, Andre Dury's that dude. Like, you know how when you bring up somebody that most people like, they talk to you like, okay, who's your favorite guys? You're like, one of them's got to be Andre Durick. Really? Like, dude, I like when you watch film and stuff. It's a lot different when you're watching film or you watch the game differently than regular fans watch the game.
Yeah,
and you see what this dude is doing every play and game in and game out. I'm just like,
bro,
this dude's serious.
Like smashing people with the ball, like slip arm and just get off me, bro. Like we called him, bro, Wolverine, Duracell. Like he had all kinds of names, bro. Like just a bro. Talk about genetically just gifted.
Yeah,
beast.
Another guy I got to get on is my bro, Jermaine Copeland. You got to suit up with J. Cope. Another solid dude.
Talk about a mentor, man, and a brother that just Cope was that dude, bro. Cope was that dude.
That's how old my career too. I couldn't have done it without Cope. You know, him coming to Calgary in 05, you know, and basically saying, look, you're part of the reason I'm here. He said, don't be one of those talented guys bounce around from team to team because you're young and hot-headed. Because I thought, like, I'm balling on the field. I can say whatever I want to say. You know, do what I want to do. And he was like, man, don't do that. Like, let's do this together. And we kind of created this, and we wrote it out, it was awesome.
What was Cope playing? So were you guys opposite slots? What was the –
Yeah, so at first Cope was the – like, how do y'all do it? We did it XW.
XW, R,
XW, R, we did YRZ.
Okay.
So your R and my Y was Cope early, and then Rambo was the X, and I was the W. And then we kind of switched around. Cope became the W. I became the Y because once Cortez got there, and the offense now with Huff and Dave and Cortez, the Y is more involved in a lot of the blocking schemes in the run game and things like that. And so I moved over. At first, Cortez said I was too small to play Y. He's like, man, he's just not big enough. Put Rambo at the Y. I'm like, no, man, keep Ram at the X. And then, so that's how that worked out. And then when Rambo got hurt in 2009, we got Romby Bryant. So Romby Bryant became the X. And when Ram came back in 10, Rambo became the W beside Romby Bryant. So we had both of that speed over there at W and X, and I was the Y. So, yeah. It was
man.
Yeah.
Great, bro. Listen, y'all had a squad. And, bro, I just want to take this opportunity, Nick, to, like, throw it back to you, man. Like, just every time I watch you play, bro, just so amazed. And I know, over the course of your career, whatever.
10 different weight classes.
Yeah, the weight classes went up, but, bro, the athleticism stayed the same.
Yeah.
And the bulldozing got more because, you got bigger, you got stronger, whatever. Use that to your advantage. And now you know guys going to go low. Your ability to jump over guys, and, like, it was like one a game for sure. Like, all right, Nick going to jump this guy. He's going to jump this dude. All right, bro, that to me was some of the most amazing things to watch from a guy like yourself. Bro, and your ability to find the zones, your ability to get separation, your ability to just be smooth. Just fun to watch, man. You can definitely see the experience and that veteran. You could pick out veterans and guys that got experience. You know what I mean? But besides that, bro, your playmaking ability, man. Hats off to you, brother, man.
Appreciate
like it's just Nick Lewis Nation, bro. It was fun to watch.
Well, you know, we talked about the body, right? And, like, once I rehabbed, I understood at that moment, I'm done with weights and all that stuff. Like, I'm going to cardio train to get ready to be able to do what we need to do as receivers. But I didn't lift anything over 35 pounds. I called it prehab. Everything that I did was what you do in rehab. You work on all the little muscles to support the big muscles, right? Because you'll get your big muscle workouts doing other things, right? I got it through yoga. I got it through all these other things that I was doing. So spin class and yoga was my main two things. But if I went and lifted weights, I wouldn't lift a dumbbell with 35 pounds. I didn't lift anything over 35 pounds. Everything was just prehab and, stretching and things like that to be able to – I just needed my body to withstand the punishment.
Right.
And I said, if I can do that, I'm good. And I found that through prehab and not just going in there and just lifting a bunch of weights and trying to get strong, because then you strengthen up the core muscles, but then everything else is kind of weak. So then you're not supporting it. So I was like, dude, prehab is the way, right? If I can support the big muscles before the injury, light went off.
Yeah.
Right?
Bro, hey, listen. Hey, you wasn't getting, lifting heavy weights, but bro, you was delivering.
Oh.
Bro, hey, trust you, on some of these peel back before the rule work, some of these peel back blocks, though.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of delivering blows, I wanted to get into this before we got off here. MMA. Chad Owens in the offseason fights an MMA fight. Me and Robbie Bryan just talked about this. What's the mindset of taking a fight in the offseason? One, what's the mindset of taking a fight? Because I've done some grappling and stuff, and I've wrestled people in a cage, and you feel like a caged animal. And the mindset changes when they close the gate. What was your mindset getting into this?
Number one, I got into it I just got the MOP. We just won the Grey Cup. I just had the record setting in 2012. Like, I did it all. And I did not want to get complacent. I did not want to get comfortable. So I dove into that to put myself into something different, new, and an uncomfortable sort of like style of training, just to get my mind, doing something different. And bro, like, I got so good so fast. I've always enjoyed martial arts. I did some martial arts as a kid. I've always loved boxing. I've always loved that, throwing hands. Like, I've always loved it, hitting bags and all that. Like, I loved it. But when I got to train, really get some details and train, and I learned how to do that stuff, I was like, man, and again, the competitor, I'm like, look, man, I want to put this to use. Like, bro, I want to do this for real with somebody, because I'd be sparring and doing all that stuff. I want to do this for real. And, the contract was like lingering. I didn't really have a contract. I was like, bro, it was time. What's up? So I just said, you know what? I'm going to do this. And got the fight booked. And when I say that place was lit, bro.
You did it in Hawaii, right?
In Hawaii. It was big, bro. Shout out to my trainer, Scott Junk, former, UFC guy. He was on The Ultimate Fighter. Unbelievable coach. And, bro, you want to talk about Grey Cup entrance, adrenaline, and that fight entrance, bro, it almost doesn't compare, bro. Like, it's almost like a life or death kind of feeling,
Yeah.
And the experience, bro, was just out of this world, bro. Like, I can see, but after the fight, yeah, I won. But after the fight, as a competitor, just like after a game, you're like playing it back. Like, man, I could have did that. I could have did that. I could have did that. I could have did that better. Oh, I want to do it again so I can get better. So I can. And bro, right after the fight, I was like, man, I want to do it. I want to fight again next week. And knowing, but so it's a funny story. I can laugh about it now, man. So our GM at the time, Jim Barker, right?
Yeah. Bart.
It hits me up, bro. Chad, what are you doing? I'm like, hey, Jim, I'm just gonna get into this fight, man. What are you doing? Why? I got media on my ass. I got this and stuff. And I said, and check this out. Hey, Barker was in Hawaii, bro, on a different island at the time. I said, hey, Jim, you gonna come over? You gonna fly over and watch the fight, right? He said, Chad, I can't do that. Like, I can't support that. So like,
that's how he talked too.
I can't do that. Scott Milanovic hit me up. Seal, what you doing, man? What you doing? Hey, Scott, I'm just fighting. And at the end, he's like, all right, listen, man, don't get hurt. Whoop his ass and get out of there. Like, get it over with. So, there was some support, but they couldn't publicly put out that support. You know what I mean? I can say it now. It's all good. It's all over with. But it was funny, man. Definitely outside looking in, people are like, man, what's this dude doing? He's just MOP, Grey Cup champion. He's going to get hurt. He's going to ruin this, whatever. But for me, bro, it
Another
was
challenge.
a message to let people know, like, look, man, whatever you put your mind to, whatever you want to do in this life, you can do.
Yeah.
And don't let anything or anyone hold you back. Go put in the work and get it done.
Did you fear anything about that fight? Like, did you have fear? Like, a couple weeks ago, I had Nick Ring, who was first overall pick on the Ultimate Fighter on, and he talks about the fear of the day, going through the fear, waking up like, I don't want to do this. I walk into the ring is like the worst fear part. Mike Tyson talks about walking to the ring, being terrified of his opponent, and then he got in the ring and then he could stare him down. What was the walk like? Did you or the day, did you feel fear at any point that you could get hurt or that, maybe this isn't the right thing to do?
Great question, man. Like the thought process of the what if, yeah, it comes in, but it's like that what if can happen anywhere throughout the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I sort of mentally kind of put that out. I focus on my preparation. Just like how I focus on my preparation for game week. I was so prepared. I was so confident. And I was ready for it. But I'm going to tell you this, though. I was calm because in the fight game, it's whoever's the calmest and can be clear and not exert the energy, because it's different energy systems.
Yeah.
Right? When you get too hyped, you start tensing up. And that's what I didn't want to do. And, bruh, tell me why right before I went into the cage, Scott Junk, my trainer, love him to death, unreal. Bro, he took my hat off, slammed it, rah, 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 gave me the hypest, like, oh, he got me going, like, almost too much. And, like, I was on, like, this, like, I wasn't, like, that wasn't my approach. I was trying to go in calm and let it just flow. But bro, he got me into this maniac mode, and like it kind of, I got what's called an adrenaline
rush.
Like the adrenaline rush, bro. Like where I couldn't breathe after the first round. Nick, I could not breathe. I was done. I'm in great shape, but I was done. Thankfully enough, the other dude was in worse shape. Like, because bro, I don't know, bro. You can go watch the fight on YouTube.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Like, the pace I came out at was ridiculous.
Yeah, you're trying to take him down. I was like, Chad, just stand up and throw jabs. Like, just keep him at distance.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I had the game plan here, but that rev up, the mind just went blank.
Because I was thinking, like, you're a better athlete, right? So you have that advantage to stay away from him, not take anything serious, pick your shots. If you need to take him down, you can get him down just with your athletic ability.
Bro, easily. And that was the game plan, bro. And I had
to take off running across the ring.
Bruh, listen. Hey, Scott got me way too fired up, bro. And then after the fight, like, it hit me. Like, I went to the locker room, bro. I literally went into the locker room because of all that adrenaline. I couldn't breathe. I was almost like throwing up, like, but not throwing up. I couldn't breathe, almost like an anxiety attack. Bro, it was crazy. So I can only imagine what these fighters actually, like, go through for real, because that stuff is real. Like, so, this is the first time I'm actually giving someone that inside depth experience of what I went through.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when that all calmed down and I was back to a clear state of mind, man, there were so many, like, mistakes I made, so many things. The fight could have been over, like, it could have been over once I got on top of him and I was against the cage, and I had my hand up against the cage and he was down like this, bro. And I was just, and then, bro, I had a lot of pressure on the cage. I guess you're not supposed to hold on to the cage, bro. The ref came in mid-swing, grabbed my hand and threw me down, like, got it off the cage, and I fell. So that got me falling, and that got him to kind of, like, get a grasp of me and sort of start wrestling a little bit. But other than that, like, if you're able to be clear of mind and just patience and relax, and, bro, you're able to fight so much more efficiently. Just like anything else, right? When you're trying to run, if you're tense, you're gonna run slow.
Yeah.
Right? If you can't clear on a football field, if you're not thinking with a clear mind, you're not gonna be able to perform well. So it was definitely a learning experience, a crazy experience. You know,
Great.
I've gotten asked like even recently, like, oh, will you ever fight again? I'm like, oh man, bro, I mean, not that age isn't anything, but I'm 38, bro. Like I'm good, bro. I'll train. Like I'm always gonna train.
Yeah.
But nah.
Man, that's a great story to be able to share with your kids. Nick always talked about. He said every man needs a fight. They actually have a program in Calgary to where they do it to where like these business people, whatever, train for, I think it's 22 weeks or something like that. They have like a 22-week training, and at the end of the training, they pair them up and they fight each other. So you're paired up with someone with like an equal rating than you and equal ability, just to have good fights, and they have their fight. So
wow.
I mean, I think
Yeah,
I've always wanted to do it. I grew up watching boxing. I love the UFC. I've always wanted to do it. I got permanent separations in my shoulder. I boxed Billy Parker one time, and we did 3 rounds of sparring because Billy's been sparring for years. And we went toe-to-toe, and my shoulder wasn't right after that for a while. And it sucks because I would love to get in shape to do a fight.
Look, man, hey, it's amazing, bro. Like when I say that training is the best type of training you could do for your cardio. When I say I've never sweat like that ever, I'm going 3, 4 different changes of shirts, bro. Like I'm changing my shirt, leaking on the mat. Like, you know, I went from not being able to grapple, bro, for like a minute, 2 minutes, I'm done because you're just trying to muscle everything.
Yeah.
But I learned how to do it. I could grapple for 45 minutes, no problem at the end, just kind of flowing and just, okay, all right, I'm out, picking your spots. So you learn that, and bro, it was an unbelievable craft to learn, and mentally, like at the end of it, I still got my football training and I was still in crazy shape, and I felt great coming into 2013. Great, amazing. We should have went back to back. We should have, we should have beat Hamilton. And we probably, like I'm gonna say it, we probably would have went on to beat Sash that year.
Well, Sash shouldn't have beat us, but you know. What was your favorite place to play in the CFL?
Man, like early on in 2010, 2011.
Well, what team was your favorite to play for?
To play for?
Yeah.
Ah, man, they gonna put me on the spot with that. I mean, look. I know you love all the teams. All of them, because, you know, hey, I was given an opportunity. Yeah. So I'm appreciative of the opportunity. But, you know, I mean, let's just be honest. My career was in Toronto. That's where I made the bulk of my hay and
6 years.
Name for myself, you know, but, you know, Hamilton fans are crazy. So that experience was kind of cool because I was like, I was on both sides. You know, it's wild. You know, Sask, you know, hey, in combination with that unbelievable stadium they got, you know, probably the number one, you know, support system in the league. So that experience was cool. You know, and as far as places, bro, it didn't matter, bro. Like it really did not matter. Like what I was going to say early on, 10, 11, 12, bro. Anytime I played Montreal, it was like, all right.
Making his work.
All right, bro. You know, and it's funny because, you know, I'd go to Montreal on the road or whatever. Coaches, Pop, knowing that because I was there, right? They're like, hey, man, take it easy on us today, huh? Take it easy, man. Take it easy. I got you. You know what I mean? I got you. So I always look forward to that, man. And it's crazy when you, as an athlete, I'm sure you felt this. A lot of athletes out there feel this. Is you get into that zone, bro.
Yeah.
You get into that rhythm of like feeling unstoppable, and you feel it. Game day when you're warming up, you just got like this extra 2, 3 peps in your step, bro. And you just, it's an unbelievable feeling to have. It's a feeling that I miss for sure. That game day, that confidence, knowing that you put in the work and you about to just go off. Like, there's no one out there that can guard you. Okay, what you playing? Don't play me man to man, and don't be off playing man to man because you ain't got a chance. Like that type of feeling, I miss.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's I don't know if there's another I don't know if there's another sport that can give you that, man. I don't know.
100%.
So
100%. You know, when I was in Montreal, we played Calgary. Especially that first time in 15, Clay's the defensive coordinator, and I was looking at him, and I think I averaged in Montreal against Calgary. I think I averaged over 100 yards a game in those 3 years playing him. But I just remember, like, I'd look at Clay and be like, "You ready to double me yet?" he was like, "Shut up, get back in the huddle."
Yeah, you're gonna bracket me. You're gonna bracket me anytime soon. You're gonna put that bracket. You better put that bracket on the top.
We're so cool that he knew if he ever tried to double me, I got him for life at that point. So, no, it was all good, man. Looking back at all the great things that you've done, what's next?
Man, that's a great question. You know, it's at first, you know, you as an athlete, you envision yourself. I envision myself, you know, with the Argos for the long haul, retiring there, finishing my career, working for the organization. You know, you think about those things.
Yeah.
You know, that didn't happen. Then you think about, okay, I love the game. Do I want to coach? You know, and that's something that could still happen. But you think about, okay, the time sacrifice away from the family playing. You think that was a sacrifice? Try coaching.
Yeah.
So you know, so that's on my mind. You know, personal training. I love training. You know, youth. Something I'll probably do when I get back to Hawaii. A lot of talented athletes out of there. A lot of hunger. A lot of people putting in time there in training because they know that there's an opportunity now. You know, so giving back that way, I enjoy. You know, and on another side note, man, I'm investing. I'm in the markets now. I'm trading in the marketplace and doing things like that, which has become a new passion of mine. You know, especially with COVID. Look, hey, everyone's at home. Got to find a way to make money from the house, man. Like you got to make money. And you know, so getting into the market, learning that game has intrigued me a lot, and I've taken off with that. Feeling really good about that. So if anyone out there listening, man, if you guys are interested in learning how to, you know, get into that game, you know, hit me up, man, for real. We've had some unbelievable success doing it, changing lives, helping people quit their jobs and doing things like that. So, but as far as, bro, like next, I really just want to just be happy, Nick. You know, football, I know that there's nothing that's going to be able to replace what the game of football has given me. I'm pretty sure you feel the same way. Like nothing's going to replace that because you can't. Like it is what it is. It's so special. The locker room, the guys, the road trips. I mean, there's so much more than just the touchdowns and the records and the championships, bro. It's, you know, it's those times in the locker room, with your squad, with your boys, that are so special. That those are the things you miss. You know, I remember a bunch of games. I remember a ton of plays. But it's those times in the locker room. It's those times in the road that are definitely missed. And you hear all the vets, you hear all the coaches that played. That's what they say. That's what they talk about. And so nothing's going to be able to replace that. The thing that comes in close is, I guess, getting into the coaching gig and getting back into the game that way and paying it forward and coaching. You can get some of that for sure. But then the time, again, you know, away from the family. So, you know, just looking to take it as it comes, Nick. You know, life as we know it is sort of changed. You know, the economy, the world, it's things are at a point now where it's, you know, if you're looking to do something fresh and new, now might be a pretty good time because of the way it is. So I'm day to day. I'm just going to take it for what it's worth and what comes my way, and just try to be happy every single day, man. Enjoy this time with my kids. Really poured into my kids. I really want my son to be, you know, as successful as he wants to be. I want him to achieve all his goals. My daughters, you know, they both play sports as well. So you know, and then my wife, you know, trying to help her do what she wants to do now. You know, she sat on the side and kind of supported me and did all of that. So now, you know, if there's something she wants to do, I want to be able to help support there and go back,
That's
enjoy
awesome.
some time with the family, bro. And yeah, man, who knows, right? Like you said, bro, hey, the Atlantic Legends, bro, if that comes around, baby, we'll be there.
Well, I'll be in the building, man.
Bro,
Like I said, I got something for you coming up. You're definitely one of my guys on my list. I've been working on some things that I'll talk to you shortly about, you know, and I feel like it's going to be big. It's going to be the next big thing. And yeah, but it puts us back in the teamwork mindset and being able to give back to so many. But
that's it, bro.
that's it.
Love that, man. Love that. And that's what it's about, man. Like really at the end of the day, we've been fortunate enough and been given a lot by, number one, being able to play for that long of a career, number one, meeting so many people, gaining all this experience and knowledge. So my saying for CO2, right, is exhale inspiration. So hence, you know, you exhale carbon dioxide, right? So it just makes sense. So we've essentially inhaled all this experience, all of this knowledge, all of this, the goods, the bads, everything. And now we can take that and exhale that inspiration and pass it on to the next generation, the upcomers, to maybe hopefully have them avoid some of the things that we had to go through, you know, and maybe have a not easier route, because I don't want anyone to have an easy route. There's no easy route.
There is no easy
route. But
to
understand that there may be a more efficient route. And if we can provide more efficiency for these guys and girls and people, not just sportsmen, not just athletes,
it's
but
life.
people out there,
Yeah.
life, you know, if you can be a more efficient person in life, that's going to lead to less stress, more success, more happiness, and just, you know,
stress is the number one killer.
That's it, man. That's it. So that's it, brother. Looking forward to it, man. We can go on and on and on, man. I just appreciate this opportunity, bro. I can't wait for this to, you know, to really grow and impact a lot of people.
100%. Can you tell the people how they can get a hold of you and stay up to date with you, and how they can get a hold of you for the trading?
Oh, man, absolutely. Biggest thing, guys, I'm on Instagram, you know, at Chad Owens 2. So that's my name, and then the number 2. Same on Twitter. I'm more heavy on Instagram than Twitter. But look, man, DM me there. And as far as the trading, that's probably where you can connect with me. DM me there. We can kind of set you up. We can chat about the opportunity, how to get into the game, how to learn the game. I look at it as a new playbook, bro. It's, you know, if you're looking at charts, you know, in the marketplace, it's like a route tree. You know, it's you got to see similar patterns and you get used to it. So it's a new playbook for me, which I've sort of, I don't want to say mastered, but grinded, and now I understand it, and I got a really good grasp of this playbook. And at the end of the day, bro, it ain't hard. And if you're someone that really is looking for a change, that maybe you got laid off, you're at home, looking for an opportunity to make some money, and this isn't just for you, okay? This is generational wealth.
Yeah,
I'm teaching my kids right now how to trade. They know how to trade right now, so they know how to make money if another recession comes or whatever. Like, they know how to make money from home on their phone.
that's awesome.
That's what's great. So look, man, hit me up on IG at Chad Owens 2, DM me. I look forward to hearing from you all, man. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Love you all. And as always, aloha.
Aloha. And we out. Appreciate you, Chad.
No problem.